In a world of deepfakes, AI-generated truths, and influencers who look like modern-day prophets, how do you know what is real? We are living in a remix culture. We take ancient truths, strip them of their power, and repackage them as life hacks. We call it manifestation instead of faith. We call it main character energy instead of divine purpose. But a remix is always a downgrade from the original. Today we are activating your spiritual intelligence. I am going to show you how to use the discernment filter to stop being deceived by the world's remix and start living by God's original blueprint. Point 1. The source of the signal. The first step in the discernment filter is checking the source. A remix always centers on self, but the blueprint always centers on the creator. If a teaching, a trend, or a secret to success tells you that you are the God of your own universe, it is a remix of the original lie from the garden. The blueprint, 1 John chapter 4 verse 1 warns us, "Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world." Spiritual intelligence isn't about being cynical, it's about being signal smart. If the signal doesn't point back to the Father, it's just noise. The second point is the fruit versus the packaging. Modern culture is obsessed with aesthetic. We think because something looks peaceful, sounds kind, or has millions of likes, it must be true. But the discernment filter looks past the packaging to the fruit. A secular remix might give you temporary wealth but leave you with a restless soul. It might give you freedom but lead to addiction. The blueprint. Jesus gave us the ultimate engineering standard in Matthew chapter 7 verse 16. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? If the success you are chasing produces anxiety instead of peace, you are chasing a remix. If you are tired of the shallow remixes of this world and you're ready to reclaim the original blueprint for your life, hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of believers who operate with high spiritual intelligence. Join us as we decode the truth. Now let's get back to the filter. Point 3. The pattern of this world. A remix is designed to make you fit into the current system. It's trendy, it's progressive, and it feels comfortable to the flesh. The original blueprint, however, is often countercultural. It feels narrow. If everyone is doing it and it requires no sacrifice, it's likely a remix. The blueprint, Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Discernment is the ability to see the pattern. When you recognize the world's pattern, you stop falling for its traps. You realize that the 5 a.m. hustle is just a pattern, but the early morning watch is a power. The fourth and final part of the filter is the anchor. A remix changes with the seasons. What was true in 2020 is outdated in 2026. But the blueprint is timeless. If a new truth contradicts the Word of God, it isn't a revelation, it's a distraction. The blueprint, Hebrews 13 verse 8 reminds us, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Your spiritual intelligence is only as strong as your knowledge of the Word. You cannot spot a counterfeit if you don't spend time with the original. Stop scrolling the remix, start studying the blueprint. The world will always try to sell you a new version of an old truth. It will promise you enlightenment through a routine, peace through a pill, and purpose through a paycheck. But those are just echoes of a voice that has been speaking since the beginning of time. True spiritual intelligence is the ability to stop being dazzled by the new and start being anchored by the eternal. Don't settle for a remix of your life when the architect has already handed you the original blueprint. As you walk out of this video and into your day, look past the trends, test the spirits, and return to the source. Because no matter how much the world tries to innovate, remember, nothing is new, it was already written first.